Alright, so it's July 12th, our 5th journal entry. It's currently 10 a.m. And for the past 20 minutes, I've been driving around looking for a barbershop. But they've all closed due to the lack of customers during COVID-19. And, they haven't been able to sustain themselves, which is understandable. But the only barbershop or hair salon, if you want to call it, that's open in my area right now is a Great Clips. Now, as you know, Great Clips isn't the best barbershop or hair salon or whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna go in there, and I'm gonna come out looking horrible or looking okay. So we'll see how it goes.
As you can see, the fade is pretty good. The back is lined up. Couldn't really do anything on the top. I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Alright, so as you can see, obviously the haircut's done, the shower's done. I'm actually gonna hang out with one of my homies, so you guys are gonna see some of my friends today. It's been a while since I've seen him. It's been about a couple months. So I'm kind of glad we're going to hang out again. COVID's getting better and all that. Sorry for the shaky camera. I'm holding it. I forgot the tripod at home. But yeah, I guess you're going to go see my day with my friend. And what else we're going to do? Oh yeah, and then we're going to talk about the news afterwards. So stay tuned for that.
Hi, y'all. Ooh, 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 Forza, Forza, Forza!
As you can see, he's a big Italian fan, like I said.
Daniel said the England are going to win, yeah?
Yeah.
Lies. They lost in the penalty shootout. Forza, Forza, Forza!
Oh my god.
Alright, so I'm back from hanging out with my friends. It's a good change, from your daily routine, especially being stuck inside 24 hours a day for the past year. So it's a great change. But anyways, let's get into the news. Alright, so for the COVID-19 stories of today, Ontario reported 114 cases of COVID-19 and 0 deaths. Now, that's amazing, This is I think the 8th day now, or the 9th day, that we've gone without having a death, and relating to COVID-19, I should say. And we've had a positivity or test positivity rate of 0.9 with a total tests in the past 24 hours of 15.9 thousand. So, it's not the tests. We haven't done as much tests as we've done last week, or earlier this week, I should say, as we did around 25,000 tests. But 15.9 thousand tests is still a lot, and it proves that, we are still doing tests, and, the test positivity rate is coming down. So I think that's great. It does look like COVID-19 is getting better in Ontario especially, and it even shows because we haven't had this low of a case count in a single day since September 1st, 2020. So it looks like we're seeing the light at the end of this tunnel. Alright, now for sports. I'm a big sports fan, as you know. I've been supporting England throughout the Euros, and my friends have been supporting Italy and Germany. And in the last clip you just saw, my friend was with the Italy shirt, and obviously, as you know by now, it is Monday. It's the day after the Euro final. Italy have won, unfortunately, and personally, in my opinion, it was not a good win. England dominated the game. They got a goal literally 2 minutes into the game. They got a goal. And Italy's equalizer was horrible. It was literally a tap-in. It came off a corner. The goalkeeper actually saved it, but it bounced, hit the bar, came back out, and Bonucci just tapped it in. And he went off celebrating, as you do. It's the final, But it went to penalties, and they lost. England lost the penalties. Now, I gotta say this real quick. The 3 people that missed their penalties for England was Sancho, Marcus Rashford, and Saka. All these are black football players, as you would say. But the thing is that after the game, these players received racial abuse on their Instagrams and all over the place. Just outside the stadium, they were chanting, racial abuse. There was a mural of Marcus Rashford in London, and it was vandalized, and it's just horrible to see, especially in London and in the UK, where they push to have no room for racism in football, and for the people themselves to go ahead and do what they did towards these players. And I know they're players on the big stage, and they have to be held accountable for the mistakes that they do and such, but not to this extent, and not to the point where it becomes abuse. And especially for Saka, who was the last penalty taker. If he had scored the penalty, they would have gone on to the sixth penalty, and England would have still had a chance. But he missed it, meaning Italy won after that. So I would say Gareth Southgate, the manager, the coach of England's national team, should not have put Saka on that penalty for one reason only. He's 19. He's literally my age. I was watching the penalty shootout and my legs were shaking, thinking, just like imagining if I was in his position. You cannot put a 19-year-old in front of Raheem Sterling, Jack Grealish, who are experienced players who have won trophies. It was just Sterling this past season won the Premier League with his team. Sterling should have been on that penalty, not Saka. A more experienced player should have been there, especially for the last penalty that determines the fate of the team. Should have been an experienced player. And I gotta give him credit for stepping up. A 19-year-old in the final, everything rid on him doing what he did. And he stepped up to the plate, but he obviously didn't score, which is unfortunate, obviously, because I wanted England to win. But at the same time, it comes a time where the manager had to make better decisions. Just bringing on Sancho and Raheem Sterling, he brought them on in the 119th minute, meaning there was a minute left of game before it goes to penalties. He should have brought them on either in the second half of extra time or right as extra time started. They should have at least played 30 to 40 minutes of game if they weren't going to play the whole game. Because it's just, you can't have these amazing players on the bench while you have Harry Kane and Mason Mount completely flopping right now on the field. You gotta have these players on the field playing for you, and that's what I think the manager. He had a stinker. I can go on for this. I can go on with all the mistakes that the manager did. For hours, but the short of it is, the manager's messed up. He should have, Gareth Southgate should have done it better. He should have made a better team, better lineup, especially for the penalties. Even if he didn't put on Rashford and Sancho the last minute, he should have made a better penalty taking lineup. There was a lot of things that were wrong with the management choices in that game. England dominated the first half, and I feel like the second half they got a little too comfortable and they were just letting Italy attack, and as they do, eventually one will go in, and I think that's where they went wrong. But yeah, it'll come home next time, maybe for the World Cup. You never know. Anyways, this has been July 12th, our 5th journal entry. Tomorrow is July 13th, I'm pretty sure. So our 6th journal entry will be tomorrow, but I don't think I have a lot to do tomorrow, so it'll probably just be the news, and maybe just a little bit of my day. Anyways, see you guys next time.